Okay, so another match in the Spin to Win Cup, everybody. We have a normal group match right now, best of 3 series, 4 Ogre, 1 Auto against the Snowdrops. And we are on our first map, Brax's Holdout. So it's already getting kind of funny here. Game number 1, we have Sergeant Johnny on Blaze. We got Serena on Falstad for the blue team, Vazimir on Karazim, Kazim on Garrosh. That's not going to be confusing at all. And Phoenix on Jaina. Really spicy is what we're getting from the red team. Snowdrops with Fonzo on Cho. We have Myrtle on Gal, Magix on Brightwing, Ray on Sonya, and then Bodima is playing Zagara in game number 1 of the best of 3 series. So, yep, this is gonna be a wild one. We have Cho'Gall in the house. As a little bit of a side note as well, initially what I said is that we actually have a group stage and then the best teams are getting funneled into a bracket. That was apparently the initial plan, but the tournament organizers, they changed things a little bit. This is an off-season tournament or competition that is going on between Heroes Lounge seasons. So what was decided then in the end is that they just play out every single group and have a grand final at the end of each group, because the differences in skill level between the teams were just a little bit too big. So for this season, they decided to change it slightly. So we don't have a bracket phase, but we still have a final at the end of each group stage, and of course the group stage matches still matter. In this case right now, we have down at the bottom of the map our Cho'Gall. What is it called? Fonietl. Okay, so Fonietl is currently in a bit of trouble because Garrosh... I mean, Garrosh is actually, like, he is not skipping leg day. I can already tell you that much. That guy is lifting every day. He's at the gym, he's doing his workout, and he is just doing it. Because if you can throw Cho'Gall just like that into the backline of your own team, then you are definitely making sure that you're lifting from your knees. And there it is again, look at him. Effortless, effortless. That man is crushing it. I mean, what is his max bench? We need to find out at some point. Also, a quick reminder to everybody that is thinking about getting in a bit better shape or doing something for their health. There's no better day than starting today. And all you have to do is be consistent. Always makes me furious when I have people that like talk endlessly about what the best workout is. Should I do CrossFit, calisthenics, 5x5s? What's the best thing? The best thing is always what keeps you going back to the gym. That's the best thing. Whatever makes you do it regularly, that's the best thing for you, at least initially. Seriously, like, routine is everything. Setting up a routine and being consistent is all that you need. Kazim as well. But Kazim over here, he is actually not even, look at that, he's not even dying. That guy has been lifting all day long, one Cho'Gall after another, and instead of him dying, it's Brightwing who gets murdered a moment later. So, fantastic job here by the... I mean, at this point he's just doing it for fun, seriously. So top lane, that's where we currently have Sonya going up against Blaze, but down here, damn, we have a party on our hands. Falstad is down. Cho'Gall, is he finally gonna fall? And the answer is no. Phoenix on Jaina is running out of mana and hit points, but this endless brawl that we have at the bot lane is something. Now the red team has actually done pretty well. They might have been a bit close sometimes losing Cho'Gall, yeah, but now they get a kill on Jaina. It's again Garrosh that makes the big plays or attempts them, but he just can't get that kill on Cho'Gall. The way he is leaning into this, though, I think it's only going to be a matter of time. So it seems more and more likely that the red team walks away with the first objective. They're already at 94% on the progress bar. Down at the bottom of the map, the red team is just obliterating the blue team's wall. And with Falstad now being set towards the top so that you don't lose out on the entire thing, they have also a numbers disadvantage at the bottom of the map. When it comes to builds, you can already see that some deviations have already happened here. I mean, we're talking Falstad going full Lightning Rod build, Dishonorable Discharge, and then Static Shield right there. As Cho'Gall goes maybe a little bit too deep, gets stopped again. Brightwing with a quick poly on Garrosh. And boy, do they want Cho'Gall. The thing is, though, Cho'Gall is usually a character that really scales well into the mid until the late game. So if you're not able to stop him here, you're going to be in for some serious trouble later on. But these throws, they just keep on happening. Now on top of that, we also have Zagara busy down here at the bot lane, working her auto attacks. Serrated Spines is currently sitting at 17, and she's trying to get a bit more here, but every time she appears, Karazim and others are immediately on her. Again, Cho'Gall with a play, but this time there was still some damage And that's the kill. So yeah, Garrosh with a play, Cho'Gall with one by his own. And he is actually chasing them hard. I absolutely love. No fear here. Absolutely no fear. Cho'Gall is jumping in and is crushing everything that he can. Now they have level 7 on the board. We have 3 kills to 1. The blue team got some progress on the objective at least, so it's not going to be 100 to 0, or 100 to the minimum, the 13 that you get. But can they do more? Brightwing is dead again. They're all chasing after Cho'Gall as he tries to get that Garrosh kill that he's been jonesing for the entire time, but he just can't get it. It's just impossible for him. The Lightning Rod build continues for Falstad. We have Cho'Gall now with Enraged Regeneration after he started with the Calloused Hide on level 1. And for Gal, we get the Edge of Madness on level 7. Sonya, on the other hand, is going full spin to win, and she's still facing off against 2 heroes up at the top lane. Falstad as the global can, of course, rotate down a bit quicker, but this is still getting dangerous now for the blue team as they're about to lose the 4 down at the bottom of the map. And also a quick reminder that these compositions are not actually chosen by the teams, and that's not a typical draft that is happening here. Instead, the teams head to a website, they spin a wheel for every single position within the team, and then get a hero for that specific role. Meaning you will get random heroes, but you always will have a front line, a back line, and one support hero. So highly important when we're talking about this, but it explains some of the compositions that you already see in game number 1 and that you're definitely going to see in the upcoming maps in this series. Now Kazim is again in trouble, and finally there's the kill. Finally they're able to take him down. Garrosh is dead, and this might be where things are going to break. The red team has lost their edge on the objective though. It's 94 to 92 percentage points, so whoever takes it is not going to have a massive advantage in that Zerg wave. Where the red team has an advantage though is now them taking down that bottom fort. So now they will very likely start to shift the balance on the map a bit, and specifically of course on those lanes. But this could get extremely interesting from here on out, considering that the advantage, especially at the bot lane control, is... Ooh. Brightwing, nice save. I was about to say, if Cho'Gall falls, that's going to change things. But for now, it's actually pretty sweet that they have the control at the bot lane. Zagara falls though, so the blue team is definitely not giving up, and that's a Cho'Gall kill right there. They get the kill. Nicely done. Well played. That's exactly the kind of moves that get you back into this. Both teams with essentially 100% here, by the way. So, yeah, huge Zerg wave on both ends. But only one team has so far taken out a 4. It's 5 kills to 4, and this is starting to get a lot closer than I thought. With all that pressure initially from the red team, it just felt like there is going to be a tipping point where the blue team will be in trouble. But now what we're seeing instead is the blue team actually starting to slowly stabilize. They are still behind one fort, but they are ahead in experience now. They have level 10 abilities. Falstad, by the way, is teasing us with a Hinterland Blast here, with some shock and awe. Are we gonna get that? Nah, he chickened out and went for the Mighty Gust. Yeah, okay. It was too good to be true. When he held the ult back, I was like, are you really? Is that gonna be a thing? And the answer is no. Now, we get Emerald Wind actually for Brightwing. Cho'Gall is getting attacked and absolutely slaughtered. The reaction of the red team a bit too slow. Nice comeback so far from 4 Auger 1 Auto. I don't actually understand what that means even. What does 1 Auto mean? If they're German, then it means 1 car, but then why not call yourself 4 Auger 1 car? Doesn't that make more sense? What does the auto stand for? 1 player on an autopilot? I am a little bit confused by this. You can probably fit 4 Auger in 1 car. I would just like to see how exactly that looks. It looks a little bit like you get like 13 clowns in a car or something. But anyways, that clown car is currently on high velocity moving towards the red team. But they're losing Karazim, so the isolation play from Brightwing actually worked out for them here. Sonya didn't even have to go for any kind of leap attack. Talking stacks, we currently have Jaina with 6,200 on her baseline, so no ice block for her just yet. And the red team is back to their usual shenanigans as they're now pushing for the top lane. They have to open a sidewall up or Cho'Gall is dead again. And yep, he's gone. That's 9 kills to 4 now. And the last couple of minutes were not all that great for the Snowdrops. They're just losing too many heroes here. Specifically, Cho'Gall has now died a few too many times. 3 deaths already at the big bag Ogre. That's not double trouble, that's a disaster. Bot lane, as the blue team is ahead by 1 level, that's where Sergeant Johnny might have a problem. And that problem is called Sonya. Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Jumps in, do we get another spear? And... oh, bam! There's no kill like overkill. Yeah, I'm talking about kills. Top side, Garrosh is dead as well. Brightwing falls, but hey, it was a 2-for-1 trade at the end of the day. Serena with fall stat and a quick gust is making sure that nobody can follow. But here comes the level 13 talent now, and we are all over the place in game number 1. That's exactly how the series needs to start. Sonya at the bottom of the map has already taken beacon control and is now pushing for the keep wall. Whereas up at the top, the Cho'Gall play continues. They're going for the wall and take it down. And they could do a bit more here as the level 13 talent also kicks in for the Snowdrops. Falset, by the way, now with Thunder Strikes. The entire time, just lightning, lightning, lightning. And here comes the progress for the red team. Sonya, 10 seconds on leap. Could definitely use that to engage here, help the team out. But the chase is on. Zagara is dead before Brightwing uses the ult. Yeah, I'm talking about ults. Cho'Gall evaporates. That, on the other hand, could now at least do some damage. They're moving in. And Sonya gets killed mid-jump. So, yeah. That could have been the end of Falset, but with Sonya just dying mid-jump on the leap, that is the end of her. And I think everybody is now going to die. That's the end of Brightwing. Now they go for Cho'Gall. It's a 5-man team wipe. And we're going to take another look at that Sonya kill in particular. I mean, you can already see it right here. So Sonya is going for the spin, is trying to escape towards the bottom. Karazim with the 7-sided, and Sonya jumps to her death. It was actually kind of funny. Still eating the damage. Now with all of those moves made by the blue team, 4 Augur, 1 Auto now have a chance to take the boss, and they do it immediately. Beacon progress is still a bit ahead for the red team. They've been doing pretty okay with the control on both of these lanes, but now they're starting to lose ground again. And the blue team, of course, also locks in that second beacon. Boss traveling through the bottom of the map. The rest of the team is gathering up at the top. Karazim, the only one down to the bottom of the map. But now we got 32,000 damage for Falstad, 35,000 for Zagara. Gal only at 27,000. Brightwing gets murdered. Oh yeah. A dead fruit fly is a good fruit fly. That's the best thing. Absolute pain when you have these things in your house, by the way, in summer. There's some really nice things that you get from Amazon and stuff, but boy, fruit flies, you just need to be swatted all day, every day. We leave one piece of food lying around somewhere, and all of a sudden there's a whole infestation of Brightwings everywhere. So kill them all, kill them with fire! Bottom fort is nearly gone. No full control on the beacons yet, but with them getting access to the bottom beacon once again, it seems like now we're going to get the bigger Zerg wave for the blue team. It's still fairly even though in Zerg waves. The problem is really the experience gap between the two teams. 4 Ogre, 1 Auto is now on level 16 talents already, which is of course pretty massive. And they're locking them in just in time for the push with their own wave. Or for the defense at the bottom of the map, depending on what you're prioritizing here. Snowdrops though, I mean they at least had an 80%, so that's some pressure. I would have loved for a few more heroes crashing the top though. I mean, you really want to take that fort out if you can. So now it's 16 kills to 7. And while the Snowdrops have been struggling a bit, they still got Molten Block here. They still got a couple of tools. Sonya now with Ruthless on level 13. I mean, sometimes it really feels that some of the players, you know, they look at a hero that they're not all that familiar with because it's randomly assigned to them. And they're like, well, let's just go for the same icon on every single talent here. What can go wrong? A lot, obviously, but oftentimes you're also still going for a halfway decent composition. Now, can the red team fight back? They had some really good moments. They have a couple of cool combos that they can execute. But are they able to turn this around? Right now, we have them desperately trying to get to level 16. That has to be the first step. Any kind of comeback needs to start there, where you have an even playing field with your opponent in fight. So that's what they're currently aiming for. So already the defense up at the top. Blue team taking a few more camps on the way as we speak, and of course trying to defend the bot lane as well. But Cho'Gall is already pushing again. Just a little bit. Just seeing what they can poke. And Zagara went for the Mutalisk over here. On level 13 we get the Hydralisk Transfusion into Mutalisk. So can she get a bit more damage out? There's the ult, and yeah, maybe can they do? No, they cannot do enough. The leap! No! The leap bounces off the Maw. If they would have synced that a little bit better and the leap comes after the Maw expires, that could have been a few kills. Instead, what we're seeing is Kharazim falling, but Brightwing might die as well, and indeed does, as Falstad goes for the counter kill. Now it's Blaze that might be in trouble here. They're trying to go for it once again. Sonya with a slam on Jaina, taking her down. Well done. Ray is still alive, but tries to escape, doesn't. Zagara and Sonya both fall. That leaves Cho'Gall as the sole survivor, and I'm not sure that he can make it either. He makes it to the fountain though and survives to fight another day. So Cho'Gall still in action. Has to get out here. Beacons activating in 13 again. Oh, what a play! Cho'Gall with a big kill here. Nice. That was an important one. Leaving both of the remaining melee heroes very low in HP and forcing them to tap the fountain. Now we have the beacons activating again. Each team has lost one fort. This is awesome. This is an awesome first game. Super close one for sure. 46,000 damage now for Zagara, who is top damage in the game. We got Falstad coming in second. 40,000 for him. And Cho'Gall at the bottom of the map now. Trying to take beacon control because the blue team is taking the lead here. They nearly have twice the kills of their opponents. Snowdrops is only on 10 kills. And Ogre and Auto is on 19. But here's the Kharazim death. That was an important one. That takes a sustain away from the blue team. So here's the opportunity to just follow up on this. And that back and forth might just continue. Brightwing to the rescue with another ult. But what about Blaze? He gets the jet propulsion stun. Here comes the ult from Cho'Gall. And Garrosh is dead. Sonya with a big boy leap. The more afterwards. And they are all dead and dying. That is one way to get that kill. Sonya comes in with the leap, and then the Maw comes afterwards. I mean, just look at this. They're all sitting tight. Sonya, bam! What? Jumps in, gets the connect. The Maw follows. They get a few more kills, and now they go for the boss. This is not over by any means. If you thought that the blue team had this in the bag, then you might have just been wrong. Because now it's just a 6-kill difference between the two teams. The experience gap is nearly closed. They're trying for Falstad again, and no! The staggered death. Yeah, that one was unnecessary. So Falstad dies, and that's just bad news. That's really bad news for them. They might have just lost control of the entire game. The next fort gets destroyed. This time we have also 100% objective for the Snowdrops. We see them with 100% against 33. And the boss is traveling through the same lane. So this push is aiming straight for the top side keep. That keep is going to... I mean, it is going to fall. There is no way they save this one. Falstad will be back in 26 seconds with a gust, but that's already too late. The boss is in position. They might be able to go for more. If they get a couple of kills here, that's potentially a game. Cho'Gall gets his level 20, favor of the old gods, and we get shifting nether. And now, since they have their storm talents already, we see them moving in for the core straight away. There's the Maw against 2. Can they follow up? Is there going to be a leap? Sonya with a leap! And there is potentially the next kill. They're barely surviving, but look at the core. Core is already falling. Big ult from Cho'Gall. Late game Cho'Gall. Just too damn strong. And this is game. The Snowdrops, they turned it around. They win the first map in the best of 3 series here in the group stage. Awesome back and forth between the two teams as we are headed straight for map number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second game of the series takes place on Aldrich Pass, and well, for Ogre 1 Auto they did well initially, but yeah, that end was just Cho'Gall being a bit too strong here. Now that we find ourselves on the second map, we have Sergeant Johnny on Mephisto, Phoenix on Lily, Vazimir on Mal'Ganis, Serena's playing Tracer, and Kazim is on Deathwing. As on the right side of the map, the Snowdrops with Funzo on Kerrigan, we got Magix on Morales, Myrtle on Muradin, Ray on Li Ming, and Vadima on Thrall. So, it's actually not too crazy with the compositions. We don't have any Novas, any Gazlos, or anything insane like that. We do have a Lily, though. That's already a bit on the weird side, and she's going up against Morales in this particular series when it comes to the support battle. Kerrigan, Muradin, and Thrall, that's a lot of CC, though. If the red team can chain that properly, then there is definitely a chance that they are crushing things here. 5-man skirmish in the middle of the map. That's how we're kicking things off. So that's the first thing that starts up here. And Morales a bit late to the party with a level 1 talent, but there we got the life support. Need to read the talent first to know what it does. And for Lily, we get the free drinks. Everybody loves free drinks. I love free drinks. Lily loves free drinks. And yeah, free drinks are amazing. Huge fan of free drinks. I mean, who is? Tracer at the bottom of the map. With a little bit of action already against Li Ming. Yeah, Serena with a 4-star play in game number 1. And now on Tracer. We're going to try and take Li Ming out wherever she can. Objective, the first one, will be to take the camp whenever it spawns. And honestly, right now there's only one team that is even trying to do that. And that is the red team. From the blue team's perspective, we don't have a whole lot of that going on yet. And I keep harping in basically every single commentary how important these mid lane camps are, especially at the beginning of the game, to apply some pressure here. So the blue team is eventually going for it, but they are definitely a bit late to that party. Skull Missile build for Mephisto. And at the top lane, Deathwing, proper skin, I like, going up against Thrall. Terror. And some big hits from Thrall already. Good damage here, for sure. Yeah, Thrall is holding his own here. Down at the bottom of the map, seems like Li Ming needs a little bit of a heal. Yeah, that grenade and that orb, they were very optimistic, but they didn't really accomplish anything. Now, while the blue team doesn't have their camp yet, the red team is already at the wall with theirs. So that's unfortunate timing, and it is doing exactly what you expect it to. They are starting to take down some of those structures. The 2 towers are nearly gone, and so is the gate, which falls first. 4 talents are also now dropping for both of the teams here. But even with the defense that is set up, that's some structural damage that could have been avoided. It's nothing too noteworthy yet, but maybe already hinting at a bit of a trend. So far we haven't seen a kill yet. Game number 1, of course, highly contested by the 2 teams, nobody willing to give up. And right now we have Morales is a little bit careful here. Morales with the grenades. The problem is that if Mal'Ganis gets a hold of you, you might find yourself in a really awkward situation. The advantage, of course, that we are having from the perspective of the Snowdrops is that they have a lot of CC, whereas the opponent doesn't really have a whole lot. They have good damage output, though, with Tracer and with Mephisto. So if those two know what they're doing, they can cause problems. Objective up. And in the middle of the map now, Kerrigan still looking also for some targets. I mean, if Kerrigan can sync up with Muradin, then you can absolutely crush that here. Not against Tracer, though. There's the recall, and... Oh! Kerrigan, no! Baited! Yep, that was a Tracer bait right there, and they fell for it. So, Kerrigan is first blood in this series, or sorry, in this game. But that was nicely done. She thought she had a chance. She went after Tracer and was like, I gotcha. And yeah, that didn't happen. So there's the kill. We have now Thrall at the top starting to take the wall down a little bit. So yeah, red team is pressuring. They're definitely doing the best that they can here. They got the kill. They got some structural damage. And now they're trying for Sergeant Johnny in the middle. They connect the stun. Ah, Li Ming misses the kill. Yeah, that could have been it at Mephisto. If Li Ming is able to connect this one a little bit better, than Mephisto is definitely gone. He wouldn't have had a chance there. Calamity's now in, and there's the second kill for the red team. So, bam, Mephisto is now gone as well. So, nicely done. They get one kill after another currently. Well, they got their first one. But next play here, they are starting to actually damage the fort itself. But they are not able to follow up on that yet. Also, nobody has really made a proper play for the objective yet. We haven't seen anybody seriously try and free the prisoners here. Thrall is left completely alone at this point. Karazim with the superhero. Kazim. I'm telling you, this name is going to absolutely confuse me. It was already bad enough in game number 1 when we had a Karazim that was not played by Kazim. But still with Kazim just in the game. I'm looking at this and my brain subconsciously automatically triggers Karazim. But yeah, Kazim on his Deathwing with a superhero landing here to fight off Thrall, who is still playing with them a bit. Ooh, Tracer gets actually hit by that. Recalls? Not even a tower shot. Those lazy towers, if they would take aim just a little bit faster, then they could have at least connected one with Tracer. That would have helped Thrall already, but they just didn't. Level 10 abilities will definitely now change the dynamic a bit on all of this. And I'm very intrigued to see if we're going to get some wild picks. So far, not the case. Ultralisk is all that has been chosen. There's Avatar, not even Haymaker. Seems like we're going pretty down mid lane. Not so sure what exactly they're trying to accomplish here with Disintegrate. I mean, if you feel you can't use Wave of Force well enough, then fair enough. But, of course, normally you would see Wave of Force here. Disintegrate usually only a talent that is taken when a Nubarak is on the other side, since you can burst his cocoon down within moments. Thrall with an Earthquake, but over on the left side, 4 Augur, 1 Auto, also with level 10 abilities. No shockers there, but they're a little bit late to the objective party. They're still trying to take the camp over on the left side. And they seem to have all the time in the world. I'm not quite sure that's actually true. I don't think that is the case. So they take the camp. Their mid lane fort is attacked by the camp of the red team already. That's the advantage of always being first and diligently locking that one in. So the fort might fall. But here it is Mal'Ganis that dies. And that is real bad news now for Ogre, 1 Auto. Because they're about to lose Deathwing 2. That's a double kill. Mirrodin jump, Stormbolt, and Tracer is wrecked. So is the fort in the mid lane. Yeah, the Snowdrops, they might walk away with a 2-0 victory if they continue this path. I mean, they are currently looking at a 1-0 lead. They have an objective on the way. 4 kills to 1. That's a very solid start into game number 2, especially if you have already taken the lead in the series with a victory on the first map. So, yeah. Well done. The question is simply how much can they get from the objective. I mean, it's the first objective, so it's not that insane yet. But if the blue team really wants to have a realistic chance of forcing game number 3 and maybe turning the series, then they need to step it up a little bit. So, now Morales is getting attacked. Immediately the response also from Li Ming as they're applying more pressure. There's the ult though. So yeah, he is going immediately for his ult and is going for the dark conversion here with it. So Vazimir is still alive and kicking, but another fort has been destroyed, this time up at the top. So the top side fort is gone. Down at the bottom of the map there, they weren't quite able to take it down, but they have still done a little bit of damage. And finally we have Mal'Ganis fall in the middle, so they got him after all. It took a little bit longer and he wasted a lot of that time, but die he did in the end. Now, Tracer is about to escape. She should... Oh, well, Thrall with a flank. Nice Wolf Connect too. Okay, that was a bit closer than I expected it to be. I really thought that Tracer was already safe, and then Thrall just came out of nowhere there. Connected the Wolf and nearly got a kill on her. So, very nicely played out also by the blue team to save her, but whew, still 2 levels behind. So if they want to start a comeback, they gotta start it soon. This is not a good spot to be in at all. But now they could get the kill, and they do. Morales is gone. The good old Mokus Morales strategy. Just Mokus, Mokus, Mokus. We're gonna focus Morales all day, every day. That's all that you gotta do here, and so far it's working out for them. Kerrigan! No way! Okay, she dies. Thank God. At least she died for it. She gets the Deathwing kill, but then she dies too. And now it's time for Mal'Ganis to also bite the dust. He still got the Dark Conversion through, but it wasn't enough, and they kill even Mephisto. 8 kills to 3. The red team, even in defeat, even when the team fight is not going their way, they are somehow able to turn it around. 1.5 level advantage still for the red team. What exactly can they do with it? We got Phoenix already sitting over at the camp. Same is true on the right side, where the red team with the snowdrops have now started to take their camp as well. Muradin is at the bottom of the map with his crazy wave clear. Kappa. And yeah, is retreating more or less immediately. Just soaking up a bit of experience before he moves back. I mean, they want level 16 right now, obviously. They have such a big lead in experience that if they get level 16 at this point, then they can go into the next objective fight with the talent advantage, and that's exactly what they're looking for. Even pushing through the middle of the map right now. Blue team is still trying to get that camp. It's a bit late to it, and it's already been scouted out, so they're in an unfortunate situation. They are still committed to that camp, though. They really want that thing. But Muradin is already sitting there, is already checking this out. Thrall is moving in. Could Earthquake up, does exactly that. The camp is up for grabs, and the red team steals it away. Deathwing is dead. Now they're looking for a follow-up kill, and they get it with Kazim. Was it Kazim? I don't know anymore. Mal'Ganis. Deathwing Mal'Ganis are both dead. Thrall and Kerrigan, though, fall too. Tracer with so much damage. The same is also true for Mephisto. So they are still fighting them off. But now the middle has to be defended, where both of those mid lane camps are now pressuring. 37,000 damage from Thrall. Top damage for his team and in the game. Whereas we have 27,000 for Tracer. So Serena has done a lot of work. Followed by Mal'Ganis and also Mephisto to try and get the damage out. They have been fighting the last few battles with the talent disadvantage, of course. Something that we shouldn't forget here. They were forced into them. It's not like they willingly took those battles. They had to fight them. Good ult, but I don't think they can kill Muradin that easily. He still has the jump available. Is able to get out. Did at least in this situation not have the other thingy. Did not have Avatar anymore. There's a 30-second cooldown, but now it's the objective that they're fighting for. It's kind of funny, by the way, how low this keep is. I mean, this keep is insanely low. Now we have also huge minion waves pushing at the bottom on the map and at the top as the teams are making their play for the objective itself. Tracer, careful, she gets away. Good ult from Lily to save the day for them. Kerrigan, yeah, also needs to be cautious. Deathwing jumps in again. Yeah, but they can't quite get the kill, or can they? We're looking for Muradin. Yeah, good damage also from Li Ming, who tried to turn it with a combo and an orb here. Yeah, nobody's fallen yet, but Deathwing gets deaded again. Turns into Deadwing and is gone. 11 kills now. 11 kills now for the red team. This is a bit of a tall order for the blue team, not gonna lie. 4 Ogers, 1 Auto, they are struggling a bit. Again, Dark Conversion, able to go for Kerrigan here. But where are these finishing moves? Either Mephisto or Tracer have to go in and just deliver the final blow if they want to have a chance to get back into this game. They're still trailing by 2 levels. They have already lost map number 1. And now it seems like Mephisto, sorry, Malthael, also not Malthael, Mal'Ganis is maybe not even making it. I need another coffee. Ooh, that hurt. Calamity, bam! And that is gone. Yeah, somebody actually asked in the comments of the other video where I talked a little bit of about mixing decaf beans with normal beans, if the taste is the same. Honestly, it's close enough. I mean, I don't drink my coffee black. I drink it with milk, and in that particular scenario, it is good enough. But yeah, so now I can finally drink more coffee, or at least the same amount, and don't have to feel guilty that I have too much caffeine and jump around like a bunny on crack all day long. So, objective. Let's go. Snowdrops. The chance to get another one. They haven't lost a single fort yet, and they have destroyed 3. So the Snowdrops, they are absolutely on track to make this a 2-0 series. Blue team had some great moments, but all in all, the red team just looks a little better. And they're also still 2 levels ahead. So what the Ogers need is they really, really need a big team fight victory. And ideally an objective. Carrigan with the Chrysalis. Deathwing is already in. Muradin jumping out. And they go for Morales. And that's a kill. Deathwing is dead too. But Morales is gone. And that means no sustain. So they will have to get out of here. Which they're currently trying. But Tracer is going in deep. Gets the kill. And survives. Somehow is able to survive. Ridiculous. Li Ming is still trying to hit her. Was looking for the Calamity engage, but couldn't quite get it. Carrigan has escaped towards the top. And now with a 4 versus 3, I mean, who knows? Maybe the blue team has a chance to go for an objective. Maybe even another kill. They go for Carrigan. Yeah, but they can't get her. They can't get her, but they're working on the objective now. And they really have to. They lost the keep in the mid lane. And there's now another huge wave pushing already for core. Now there's only 1 armor shield that has been removed, so the core should be totally fine and will regenerate the hit points later on as well. But this objective, 15 minutes into the game, if claimed by the blue team, would at least give them a bit of wiggle room on the map again. That's the minimum. So one thing you want to avoid from happening is that you are losing more heroes now. I mean, currently we have Muradin over here on the left, 57,000 damage from Thrall. Now that the cavalry has been unleashed. 47,000 from Tracer. Carrigan is at 50k herself. Carrigan on 50, Li Ming on 50, Thrall on 57. The damage output of the red team is just way better. Not even close. Melganis has 37,000, which puts him actually in the 3rd place on the blue team side. Just behind Mephisto. And the level 20 talents are also ready, which gives us now the Hospice care. So here comes Earthquake, they fight with the talent advantage, and Mephisto is killed right away. Melganis is also gone, and that all happens just as the objective is up on the map. What they fought for the entire time can now be defended easily. They are just simply trying to get more experience together. It's 1.5 levels until they hit level 20 talents, and those are of course going to be crucial if you want to fight even fights with your opponent. Yeah, it feels like every single time that the blue team makes a step forward, they have to take 2 steps back. It's a bit how it feels. Snowdrops, they are still ahead. 15 kills, 2-7, level 20. But now they also got to do something with it. They already removed 1 keep. But if you're that far ahead, go for a boss. I mean, at this point, you can try and take a boss here. Depends a little bit on how you play it, where you go as well. But they have a Storm talent advantage, so you could definitely try and use that. And it seems like they want to do exactly that. They're moving towards the top, clearly eager to take a boss here. Now, Deathwing is going to see that. The rest of the team is already on the move, trying to contest it. But again, then you can always take that fight. Deathwing hiding in the bush is always the funniest thing to me. Big Dragon hides in the bush. Are you serious? And he steals it! Deathwing just freaking steals it. First, he's hiding in the bush, which is already ridiculous to begin with. Boss actually kills Thrall. Muradin is dead. Team? What is happening? They didn't check the... They must have seen Deathwing, right? They just let him do it. I mean, check this out. He's hiding in the bush. How can Deathwing hide in a bush? What kind of bush are we talking here? And then he comes in, he's like, that's mine. And just takes it. Didn't even fight for it, he just goes in and takes it. So, yeah. Now, all of a sudden, we have them with a 4 destroyed at the top. They have level 20 talents. Melganis is going to be happy because now he has the Wrath of Nathrisa. So that is going to be even better for, well, he has to land it first. I say that he dies. Caster Curse strikes again. But to be fair, they are still on the keep, right? And we have 2 heroes dead on the Snowdrop side. And we might see another one fall, and we do. Carrigan! Can Carrigan carry again? That's still a big question. Right now, she's not carrying anything because she is dead. And that is a 4 versus 4. And that's the end of this keep at the top. Thrall, by the way, has obviously gone into the Earthen Shields. So a lot of sustain for them here too. But that was a big one. That was actually a huge attack. Mid lane is still fine on the blue team side. They have to deal with the bot lane a little bit. But the objective is now up. Melganis will be back in 10 seconds. And then we have Carrigan on 30. So, we'll see. This is the first time that we really see a glimmer of hope for 4 Ogre 1 Auto. The entire game was essentially just a run from the snowdrops. But now they have one lane where they can theoretically go for the core. Ideally, you would try and remove another armor shield first. They have level 20 talents. That's big. The experience advantage doesn't matter anymore because you're on even talent. So this is exactly the position that they wanted to get into. But they have to fight for the objective. And that's exactly where we are right now. Carrigan isn't here yet, by the way. So the red team is, or was, outnumbered. One of the reasons why they moved away from this fight. Damage output after the last few battles. We now have 56,000 for Tracer, 51,000 for Deathwing, and 50,000 for Mephisto. And then you look over to the other team, and again, it's those 3 heroes, Carrigan, Li Ming, and Thrall, that are all between 60 and 68,000 damage now. And they want the objective again. So here it comes. The channel has started. Blue team, Deathwing with the landing. They let the Grunts take the objective back. They want the fight. Can they get a kill? They go for Muradin. He's mega low, still has Avatar. And hasn't used it yet. Earthen Shields are already out. Stormbolt as they are turning it around against Melganis. But Melganis drops the ult and is still fine. Down here, Deathwing also has to escape. It's a furious battle. It's a chaotic one. And Deathwing is dead again. This is actually the 6th time now that Deathwing turns to Deadwing. 7 times that Melganis has fallen. But they get somehow a counter kill from Carrigan. Big boy pants now on Serena. I mean, she is Carrigan hard. Carry. Not skipping leg day either. So gets the kill in the back line. Imagine that kill not happening. If that kill doesn't happen, then it's a 5 versus 4 around an objective. And just in position to take down the bottom forwards. Muradin jumps forward once the Stormbolt. Gets dodged out immediately. Not able to do anything else about it. Yeah, and Muradin, Skullcracker, also not too lucky on those auto attacks hits that he drops in. But here comes the next play, this time for Muradin. Avatar is to be used. Still fine, and here comes the ult again from Melganis. Oh, and what a kill! The final Skull Missile here from Mephisto before he moves back, takes Thrall and drops him after Melganis used his ult on him. Nice, 12 kills to 17! We're 22 minutes into the game, and we have 39 kills in total. And the chance for another objective. And the blue team is all of a sudden a real fighting chance in how they're approaching things here. They were heavily struggling as all of this started, but currently they are doing alright. They can actually argue they might be the ones soon taking over here. There are still 2 forts in the game. So that has to be dealt with. The mid lane is a continuous problem too because of all of those extra minions that are spawning here. But since the core has only lost a single armor shield, it's not that big of a problem because the core can handle most of this and will then recover its hit points. So it's not really a horrible spot for the blue team. Thrall not back for another 5 seconds. Blue team might have to fight their opponents here though. Snowdrops are clearly thinking about delaying this. Fighting somehow for it. But Deathwing is already dropping in. Whoa! The attempted kill against Tracer. But it didn't work out. Lili with the ult right away. Upgraded on 20 of course as well. Once again, here comes Thrall moving in. Objective is already claimed though. Objective is already taken. So now all that they want is move back. For Ogre, they need an auto. They need a car. They need to drive out of that fight as quickly as they can. Or turn it. I mean... if they get a kill, then that would be even better. They're waiting for the objective right now. It's actually kind of sad in the mid lane. It's just like sitting there, it's just like womp womp, standing all the way in the back. So they focus their attention towards the bottom, which makes perfect sense. Here the cavalry is going to be a little bit more helpful. As long as everybody survives the first volley. And they barely do, but damn, Mephisto was cutting it close there, and he's still not out of it. There's the Calamity move. kill from Liming and the reset against Mephisto, and they're chasing them already. The fort at the bottom of the map, though, is going to be taken out by the cavalry. I mean, that is a given. That thing is just doing way too much damage. Can't be controlled in time. Same could happen in the middle of the map if the red team doesn't send anybody there to deal with it. And it seems like they don't. Nah, okay, well, no, they do. But the wall is already gone. And this fort is taking damage. They're starting to move back, but they also have to, of course, account for the top lane. A little bit of help here would be necessary. But yeah, they're defending in the middle. It has taken a ton of damage, though. I mean, it's really, really low. Oh, and now the Ogre are getting into position for the boss at the bottom of the map. Interesting. Okay, so Deathwing took to the skies. It's a trap. They're just hiding. They're not even trying to go for the boss. Look at this. That is an Admiral Akbar play right here. Deathwing is squeezing. Look at this shit. How can he hide there? Like, how? Okay, he realizes he needs to go for another bush. And they are realizing that the trap is not working out. But yeah, there is absolutely no way he can hide in a bush. I mean, come on. At least shrink him when he's in a bush. It's a magic creature. If you tell me that Deathwing shrinks when he moves into a bush, I believe you. I'm on board with it. I'm okay with that. He gets smaller. It's fine. He's adapting to the environment. But not like that. I can see a wing. Yeah, I can see more than a wing. Anyways. I don't know what the red team did. They moved towards the top, decided they want to go for a boss, and then they moved back. Guys, if you think you can go for the core in a 5 versus 5 with 2 armor shields still remaining, you are out of your mind. You guys are drunk. You are on drugs. Are they making it? Are they winning this? I am not so sure about that. Here comes the attack. They might throw the game here. Morales is dead. They lose Thrall. They're way closer than I thought, though. They are way closer, and they can maybe win it. Maybe not. It's a 5-man team wipe, and they weren't able to pull it off. They got way closer than I expected. The blue team was a little bit late on their move towards the core, on their half back, and there it is, the throw. But holy cow, that was so close. If the blue team would have been a little bit slower, it would have been game. I honestly thought, when it started, I thought the red team has no chance. But then the blue team just delayed their own retreat by a little bit. I was like, wait a moment. But they got wiped anyways. They gambled. They tried to pull it off when they realized the boss was taken. But now we're going to map number 3. Was a crazy situation though. But with 35 kills in total, we are headed for game number 3, the final map in this series. GG. So, after a wild second game with an unexpected finish, I don't want to call it a throw at the core because they got way closer to taking it down, and honestly that call could have worked out for them. So they gambled a little bit and it backfired. Now they have to fight in game number 3. We have on the left of Garden of Terror, Sergeant Johnny with Tyrande. We get Gazlo this time, Serena on Gazlo. Vazimir is playing Garroshbeck, Kazim on Junkrat, and Phoenix on Jaina. Over on the right side of the map, it's the Snowdrops with Fonzo on Mephisto. We got Magixer on Lucio, Myrtle on Rexa, Ray on Suljin, and Bodemir on Stitches. So, Gazlo on one side, Suljin on the other, and he goes straight into Recklessness as his level 1 talent. Well, you want Axe, you get Axe. So, there's going to be a lot of Axe going around here. And Lucio with the party mix. And the hook is hit. What a start into the game. The hook hits hard and Junkrat goes to the junkyard. That was a quick one. Poor Junkrat didn't even know what happened. There was a hook and then half a second later he was just like zip gone. So, yeah. Poor Junkrat. Kind of feel sorry for him a little bit. He's generally a pretty cool fella. Honestly, Junkrat just cracks me up. Those voice lines that he has, and especially that manic laughter that he runs around the entire time, is just crazy. Talking about manic laughter, YouTube recommended a couple of clips from movies to me again, and I gotta say, honestly, Heath Ledger's Joker is just the best Joker. I know that there's a couple of people that haven't seen the light yet and think that's not the case, but it's just amazing. His performance in that movie as the Joker was so absolutely incredible. I just love it. There's so many fantastic scenes where he just sells that character and totally kills it. I really, really love it. So sometimes YouTube, definitely with a couple of good moves on that algorithm, was a nice trip down memory lane. A long, long time ago. I saw it actually in the cinema, I think 3 times. I didn't go 3 times, like we went into a sneak preview once and saw it there. Then another sneak preview where I also played, and then I went once with friends. So yeah, like I have an excuse. I'm not totally obsessed, but great movie. A lot of old school movies, really, really strong there, of course. Now, anyways, from Joker's manic laughter to Junkrat trying to imitate him where he can, we now have on level 4 for Rexa Hunter Gatherer. On level 1 we got the easy prey, and now that the teams are settling for mercenary camps, a little bit less fights breaking out here, but let's have a look on what's going on once that we have the first few seats on the map, and if teams are actually willing to fight for the first ones already. Now, noteworthy also that with Gazlo you have, of course, at least a tool that can very easily go for a couple of the mercenary camps, and since Garden of Terror is one of the biggest maps in the pool with the most mercenary camps, that's quite an asset to have. Gazlo generally not quite on par with other heroes that you can play in the side lane role, but at least he's able to get a lot of camps and therefore lane pressure for them, which on Garden of Terror is a huge factor. I mean, there's a reason why heroes like Hogga and the Hark are being taken there. They, of course, add a little bit more just overall, but one of the reasons is that they are very good at clearing camps and can therefore give you a bit more lane dominance. These hooks, on the other hand, I mean, damn. Their hook was amazing, it just didn't do anything for them. I mean, that was kind of unfortunate. Have a quick look at this. So here comes the hook. And then when you think, oh my god, easy kill, right? All of a sudden, they lose 2 heroes. And Stitches just seems like, Stitches wanna play. Stitches play. Yep, and then they get a kill. That's a nice one as well. So, yes, Suljin gets killed, but he is able to drop a Junkrat. I mean, this is about as good as it gets when you're already getting ganked by 3 heroes, by 4 heroes actually. And you're still able to at least take one of them out. But some pretty spicy moves already in the game, and especially that little Stitches interaction was just great. Good move. Serena now at the top. 30 Trickster, by the way, on Junker on level 7. And a little bit curious what's happening with level 10 abilities too. There's a few things that could happen here. I mean, honestly, can you think about a really nice grabber bomb into a Ring of Frost, into a Junkrat Riptire after Tyrande goes for the stun and drops a Hunter's Mark? Whew! Spicy! Now, on the other side, are we gonna get Gorged? We might. Yeah, hook that minion like a boss. I heard that minion insult Stitch's mom a little bit earlier. Does Stitches have a mom? Or did Stitches just literally get stitched together by someone? That's actually a really interesting point. Stitches might not have a mom. Okay. So if you go and go for some your mom insults at Stitches, they might not even do anything. I hadn't considered that. Yep, definitely interesting. So, Vazimir still tries to go for Stitches. Might have gone a little bit too deep, but they still get the kill. So they, oh, there's a second kill. Ooh, the blue team with a lot of kills here. That is some bad news for Snowdrops. Yeah, this could be the moment where the Ogers, I mean, again, if the Ogers win 2 in a row, they win this series. And just look at how much of an impact Gazlo has. Gazlo with the kill on Lucio. That's crazy. And now they go for Mephisto and they take him out as well. So just like that, 7 kills to 2 and a 1 level advantage for the blue team. So we are in for a wild ride here, I think. If Stitches is landing a little... Yeah, you need the range first. I mean, the thought was there. For a second, I was thinking that Bodema thought he could go and hook Jaina. She was obviously way too far away. But, yeah, he switched over to Garrosh, but it was just not in range. Now, on level 10, we already now have Rocket Ride. That's already awesome. I love Rocket Ride. It's super silly. It can be strong. But not really a talent that gets taken on the higher level. There was a time in NA, in the meta, when North America played Rocket Ride deliberately against Deathwing. Because Deathwing has such a huge hitbox that Deathwing could never escape from Rocket Ride, so that would always be a guaranteed hit on Deathwing. And that's how they applied a lot of pressure and damage on him. Stitches has, by the way, decided that he goes into Putrid Bile. And my personal opinion, that's a throw. Guillotine is a throw. I'm sorry. It is just such a shitty talent. It's a bit of a meme talent. If you're playing in a high-level game and you're thinking, okay, we outdrafted our opponent, we can troll around a little bit in game number 2 of a best-of-3 series, you're already in the lead, fair enough. But Guillotine, I think, is in an actual competitive game where you want to win against your opponent, always the worst choice. I've seen a few good Guillotines. I've seen a few that really had an impact. But generally speaking, you get a lot more if you're dropping Tastingo. So we'll see how it works for them. But I think this is going to make their game even more difficult. Now they lose Rexa. There's the Rocket Ride. And... yeah. Actually, that's not too bad. 30 tricks on everything continued. All of a sudden, the tower is nearly gone. I was thinking, hey, maybe we can drop one of the heroes low. But instead, he just went for structures. And that's the entire wall obliterated. Good on him. Yeah. Not too bad. Top side, that's where we now have Kazim still moving in. Obviously able to immediately move on to the lane thanks to Rocket Ride. And down at the bottom of the map, oh, the kill from Tyrande. Now they're picking them up left and right. Tyrande dropping Mephisto. Putrid Bile is in. Guillotine connects, but it doesn't do enough damage. They are still able to take at least Tyrande out, and maybe also Garrosh. He's trying to escape here, but without the heals from Tyrande, he just doesn't stand a chance. So there's a kill, there's a double. It's a triple, baby. And they're going for the quad kill. They're cleaning house. Then you have Junkrat, and Junkrat is all of a sudden just standing there saying, you know what, boys? If you stick around too long, I am going to pick a few of you off myself. I think he could have gotten 2 kills there. He's still delaying that, but now he's gone. Yep, now he gets cleaved into pieces. 10 kills to 7. Was it really worth it? I have my doubts. So just as I thought, hey, maybe this is the game of the blue team. Maybe this is where they are going to make the big moves and take in the victory. They are now, again, even in experience with the Snowdrops. And the Snowdrops have just taken their first seed. So it's now 2 seeds to 1. We got Magixa at the bottom of the map, passing back for now, yielding the position for a moment. But in the middle, they got Stitches, who now has the range on his hook. So Stitches has the extended hook range, that's there. Yep. And top side, that's where we have Gazlo starting to do some work on the lane again. How's the damage looking? 17,000, 18,000 roughly for Mephisto. 22,000 for Jaina, 21,000 for Junkrat. Suljin is a little bit behind. I mean, he's behind Stitches when it comes to his damage. His stacks aren't that great right now. This is another one of those things that worry me a bit from the perspective. I love how these guys are, by the way, trying to set traps. They already tried it in game number 2. It didn't quite work out. But just that they have the thought of going in, setting a trap, and attempting to lure someone is nice. Oh, that's a brilliant hook, though. Tyrande is gone. Glorious hook on Tyrande, and she instantly gets murdered. So, right now, they focus again on Jaina. Ice Block is in. She's gone. She's dead. They're all dead. Jaina, Garrosh, they're all gonna die. Yeah, she's already gone. He's gonna fall soon. And what a hook by Stitches! Holy crap! That was beautiful. That was an amazing hook. Look at this. Here's first of all Garrosh in trouble, then there comes the hook, bam, and they get another kill. And he nearly got Gazlo as well with that last hook up at the top. So, I don't know. The red team is again in the lead. And despite Guillotine, they are doing alright. They have 12 stacks on Suljin, which means that only 3 are missing until he has the first quest reward, gets the range increase. And they nearly have level 16 talents. And Stitches keeps hooking. Stitches keeps throwing them out and driving the fear into the hearts of 4 Ogre 1 Auto. So, yeah, there's the level 16 talent. And that is a seed that will give us, one way or the other, the first Garden Terrors of the game. By the way, in case that you weren't aware, it's a bit of an old story, so if you've been on the channel a lot, then you know that already. Tim obviously worked in a past life for Blizzard when they released the game initially. And they weren't called Garden Terrors, they were called Garden Horrors. And if you say that a little bit too fast and you mumble it a little bit, then it sounds like you're talking about garden whores. And I'm not quite sure where you can find those, but definitely not in the Nexus, so they decided to rename them. The bear's down. Fantastic ult, by the way, by Lucio. Big hit now from Junkrat. Stitches down. Rexa, Jaina, Tyran, Megazlo. It's an absolute bloodbath. Total bloodbath here. Everyone dead or dying, but it's the red team that gets the hit. Look at this. The big hit from Junkrat with his ult as he kills 2, and then it's just slaughter. So it is, after all, the snowdrops with the first set of Garden Terrors. But damn, that was a fight. We have 27 kills now in total, and we're only 12 minutes into the game. There was a big advantage with the level 16 talent for snowdrops, of course, throughout the battle. Blue team fought pretty valiantly, but just now they are able to pick up their next talent. So now we got Empower, we also got Endless Nades and Numbing Blast, which is going to be important here. 2 forts have already been destroyed. The top one, the third one, might fall as well. Yeah, and the blue team is in survival mode, aren't they? They're trying to hold on to this and somehow survive through all of that. And Suljin gets again killed. That's where Tazdingo would have been very helpful. Garrosh is trying his best to survive all of this. And does! Gazlo with the big moves! Big Gazlo moves right now. And they're able to get some kills out of that. Not only did Garrosh survive, which of course was already crazy, but they all... Look at him! Garrosh has no hit points. But then they're also able to get multiple kills in return. They're taking down 3 heroes. Lucio, Stitches, and Suljin were all taken down in that fight. All of the forts are gone, of course, now. And the big question is... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The big question is, for the time being, just really, what are they going to do with the next seed? If they can claim that, if it drops before level 20 is available for snowdrops, they can take some structures out and make it even playing field again. 15 kills to 15. We have 18 stacks for Suljin right now. Yep, and up at the top, still some scouting going on. Junkrat, too eager, my friend. Too eager, but is able to get his ult out, and that saves his life. So, good for Junkrat. Has to sacrifice the cooldown, but he's able to get out. That was really close, though. Yeah, that was definitely close. This could have been a problem. And another hook that connects. Garrosh on the way back out. Needs some healing. Needs it quickly. Gets it from Tyrande. Ult from Rexa also activated. And here comes the Putrid Bile from Stitches. They are YOLOing those ults out pretty early. Now, quick reminder, half a level until level 20 talents are there. So, that's another thing. Down at the bottom of the map, there's still a camp that is pushing. So, gotta check that out. But let's see what the blue team decides to do now. Because they can technically let this one go. It's the first seed for the snowdrops after they got the objective. They got level 20. Do you really want to fight into that? Yeah, it's a bit doubtful. Urns of Hate gets upgraded. We got the Unspeakable Horror. We have Bossa Nova. We're getting also Kill Command. And the Buzzsaw for Suljin. So basically everybody just upgraded their ult on their side. And while they are going for the seed, was an attempt to chase down Mephisto at the bottom of the map. But I suppose the minimum that they want to get out of this now is the fort at the bottom of the map, and that they can definitely take. The fort they can claim. Just move in, take that fort out, take the camp too. First, again, seed has now been taken by the snowdrops. They're 4th in total. First one of that rotation. And this is going to be the end of the bottom fort with the minions that are just now moving in. They were also not hit by Stitch's hook, so that's good. And now what the blue team has to do is just catch up on level 20, and then we're having a totally even game. 34,000 damage from Mephisto, 44,000 for Junkrat, and 43,000 for Tyrande. Tyrande is doing the work. Tyrande is actually ahead of Jaina now. Starfall, of course, plays a role in that, but not shabby. Not bad at all. So, yeah, Tyrande get some damage done here. Level 20 talents are now also ready for the blue team, which means in this case that we get the bomb toss and we get Winter Mute. Seems like the blue team is not the only ones that are setting some traps. Here comes the vision. Stitches, is he going to throw out the hook? Yep, YOLO's it, and this time they didn't get a connect. Yep, Junkrat saw it coming, barely, but he did. And now this seed is something that the blue team is going to be way more willing to fight for. Now, Starfall plus, of course, the Gravel Bomb and Junkrat with his ult. Are they going to land it? We'll see. There's already the stun coming out. Gazlo's coming in, gets immediately hit. Damn, they focus him down hard. They hit Gazlo hard. Holy hell. Garrosh also in trouble. Stitches is dead, but Garrosh will fall too. It's a 2-for-1 trade already, and Mephisto is doing murderous damage. They're getting Tyrande, and now they go for Jaina. Jaina is dead. Junkrat gets away. But that's another seed. And now they're even again. They're even in seeds again. So this is the moment where the next seed will give us again Garden Terrors. And the blue team can't afford to face off against another set of Garden Terrors. They honestly couldn't afford losing all those heroes, because now they are going to lose their bottom key. Great moves by the Snowdrops here. Huge damage, great fight, and them just annihilating Gazlo that quickly was big. Gazlo was a huge factor throughout the entire game for the blue team, as silly as that may sound. He set up nice stuns, he prepped multiple kills, he zoned the red team extremely well, and his gravel bombs were multiple times the start of a CC chain that helped them to get a kill and win the team fight. So with him instantly gone and shut down every single step of the way, just as he made his way into the fight, the red team set themselves up for victory in that battle. And now they can go for that set of Garden Terrors. So Jaina is back, and this is really... it's a bit of a do-or-die moment for Ogre 1 Auto. If they lose the battle, if they lose the objective, it's highly likely that the Snowdrops win the game and the series. Poor Misha. Misha gets hit hard. I mean, honestly, the treatment that Rexa gives Misha is unbearable to me. No, don't shut that down. Bear with me here for just a moment. You can scout with Misha, but it's not impossible to do that without, you know, at least allowing Misha to survive throughout all of this. But sometimes Rexa is, you know, a little bit too antsy. He sees a good play and then he's hold my bear, and then, you know, just goes completely crazy on the opponent. It's not okay. Here comes the... oh my god, what a disaster! Holy hell! Gazlo still with kills, but they come too late. Gazlo gets a kill, but it's only one. They lost 4 as is already. And damn, that's bad news. I mean, that's game pretty much. It has to be game. But look how this all started. That fight was just nasty. Absolutely nasty. The blue team just had no cohesion there, lost everything, and now they get the Garden Terrors and go immediately for it. Gazlo still getting a kill against 5 was pretty nice, but you could always argue that a couple of the ults were used too late by them, and now they pay the price for it. So for Ogre 1 Auto, they were able to come back in game number 2 as they turned the game around, but I can pretty much guarantee you that the Snowdrops are not going to get wiped on the core this time. Nobody is there to even defend it, so this is a victory for Snowdrops. They take the 2-1 in the best of 3 series here in the group stage of the Spin to Win Cup and lock in the big W. Nicely done and very well played by the Snowdrops.